Hey y'all, what's up? What's up? It's Girl Root. Hope that I can enlighten you. Hope that I can confirmation or just listening, participating. Aha moment. We'll see how we're gonna go with this July. Happy birthday, Gemini. Well, this is Cancer, so happy birthday, Cancer. I'm doing it in Gemini season. Full moon action. So I'm gonna do a little reading before I do a spread, and I'm gonna see if I'm going to the TV after I finish reading. Now this is feminine energy. Cancer is feminine energy, but they're mostly talking about the Mother Earth, Dragon Mother, the Mother period. Okay. Mars, which is Aries energy, conjunction Uranus, which is Aquarius energy. Which I had my later on I get better with my birth chart. Sparking sudden breakthroughs or disruptions. The minor grand trine between Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. I think I showed y'all that before. Known as a talent triangle. Encourages us to discover latent gifts and trust in a genius. So if we dig deep, I was looking deep off into this on the birth chart. And y'all kind of know a little bit. I've seen about the birth chart before. I know this is like a rough draft. Hey, how you doing, Finley? How y'all doing? You in the middle, that's you always. And your life, okay? It's really 13 houses, but they only show 12. Y'all give me a like when y'all come in. I appreciate it. Or you can do it as you go along. It don't even matter. A highly charged electric and unpredictable aspect. It merges Mars, the planet of drive, action, and aggression, with Uranus, the planet of sudden changes, innovation, and rebellion. Since we're already in Aquarius age, we've been there for a while. Let me see this up a little bit. Yeah, we've been there for some years, really. The combination acts like a sudden jolt of lightning. Depending on how you harness it, it can manifest in several key ways. Sudden breakthroughs. The sheer drive of Mars, combined with the genius of Uranus, allows your incredible innovation or unconventional problem solving. It is an excellent time for sudden inspiration and breaking free from creative blocks. Okay, this getting yourself on alignment, high vibration, breaking things as you go. Okay, so you can be on this timeline. Craving radical independency. This aspect sparks a fierce urge to break free from restrictions, authority figures, or situations that feel confining. It gives you the courage to stand out and forge your own path. Okay? Impulsiveness and recklessness. The biggest pitfall of this aspect is the tendency to act without thinking. Aries energy. Your patience may wear thin, making you prone to frustration, sudden outbursts, and erratic decisions. That's the bad thing that could happen. Stay in that same mindset because everything is moving. I looked at my birth chart. My birth chart is not the same no more. Hey, Rita. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? It's your girl Ruth. Welcome to my channel. All is new. My birth chart is totally different. I was like, one aspect, two aspect change. It went into the Vedic and Draconian birth chart, and that's interesting. And it's supposed to change as you elevate. Volatile energy, whether in a birth chart or a current transit, this configuration indicates a highly compressed, explosive energy ready to discharge. This can lead to unexpected shifts in your career, relationship, or daily life. How to handle this energy? When this aspect is active, the best approach is to channel the intensity into the productive, creative, or physical pursuits. Pause before reacting to sudden frustrations. To avoid starting trivial arguments that could escalate quickly, use the energy to confidently make necessary changes, but avoid making drastic, irreversible decisions on a whim. Something's happened in July that if we don't handle it now, you're gonna miss this shift. And they counting on you to miss it. Minor grand trine, mini triangle involving Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto is a rare astrological configuration. It occurs when the two of these outer planets form a sextile, 60 degrees, and both make a trine, 120 degrees, to the third. In astrology, this acts as a dynamic triangle of the support, transformation, and intuition. Because Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto are generational planets that move very slowly, this alignment indicates massive long-term shifts rather than day-to-day personal events. What you do now is going to affect the rest of your life and your children's life generationally. Sextiles, an aspect where two planets sit approximately 60 degrees apart in the zodiac, symbolized by a six-pointed star or asterisk sign. It represents a harmonious relationship that brings natural talents, good career, favorable opportunities for conscious growth. The core meaning. Think of a sextile as a supportive neighbor lending you a cup of sugar. It creates an easy, cooperative flow of energy between two planets, making it simple to work together. Conscious opportunity. Unlike a trine, which represents effortless, natural flow, easy, a sextile requires a bit of deliberate effort to activate, but doing so unblocks great potential, force. Compatible elements. Sextiles usually occur between compatible complementary elements. Water signs with earth signs, or fire signs with air signs. Compatible elements. No drama. The energy is generally friendly, flirty, and positive. It brings a nice break from the tension caused by harder aspects like squares. How it shows up in your chart. Natal chart. Sextiles reveal innate gifts, skills, and areas of your personality that are easily developed and combined. You can easily tap into these resources when needed, so you can do this yourself. According to It's all what you do from this day on. In transit, when moving planets from a sextile to your natal chart, it often brings favorable circumstances, lucky meetings, or smooth collaborations in your daily life. How can we tap into our sextiles in our natal chart? 60 degrees angles means treating them as your cosmic tool shed, storing things. Use resources like Astro to seek location, yours, and deliberately practice the skills they represent. We're going to be going through these. Natal sextile connect compatible elements fire, air, earth, and water, pointing to innate talents and low stress areas of your life. Unlike trines, which operate automatically, sextiles require conscious effort to unlock. Okay? So I'm going to leave this. We're going to come back. We're going to look at it. Let me see, can I find more information on sextiles? Hold on, let me find more information. Oops. Hold on. Let me get situated. This is how you can bring your gifts to you, but it's a method to the madness, and you can't be choosing madness. Hold on, let me hook this up. Let me stay charged. Let me back to charge. Okay. Look at that. Let's see if I can get it right. Shit. Let's see. Damn it.
like this video because it spreads the good work I'm doing. It lets the YouTube algorithm know that, hey, this girl knows what she's talking about, so thanks in advance. Alright guys, this will most likely be the last video in my aspect series unless you request another aspect. I really do like to focus on major aspects, and a sextile, which we will be talking about today, is not a major aspect. And it's also not a natural quality in one's chart. It's something that is literally a hidden gem in your chart, meaning that you have to dig this out of yourself. You have to put a lot of effort and intention to really unearth your sextiles. They are definitely the weaker version of trines. And as a reminder, trines are blessings in your chart, things that you're just naturally born understanding how to do. You don't need to be taught how to use your trines. You are your trines, just like you are human brains. So this is why I don't focus so much on sextiles in my readings that I do. I do mention them, but I always like to point out that it is something that you could be. It's a possibility, but it requires continual effort and attention. So it is empowering in a way because it's really up to you. Will you figure out what your sextiles are? Will you put forth the effort to unearth them, to dig them out of yourself? It's really up to you. And honestly, maybe some of your sextiles might not be worth your time and effort. You really have to figure that out for yourself, especially if you're someone with a lot of sextiles. As a reminder, aspects in astrology are literally the mathematical, the geometrical relationships between either two planetary bodies or an angle in a planetary body. And a sextile is when a planetary body is 60 degrees away from another planetary body in your chart, or an angle. And I do like to use a 5-degree board, meaning that I allow 5 degrees separation from that perfect mathematical relationship. And I really like to use this window because I like to focus on the more concentrated, powerful aspects in someone's chart. I feel like those are the most important to discuss. So if you have a wide sextile and you still want to try to dig this out of yourself, feel free to do so. I'm just saying that the closer an aspect is, the stronger, the more prominent it will be in terms of your daily life. So let's give an example of a sextile and what you can do to dig it out of yourself. If you have Mercury sextile midheaven, which I do have this, and I'm not a person with a lot of sextiles, this is one of my few sextiles. This means that if you put forth the effort to develop your communication skills, it could become an asset to your career, to your public image, to your second rising sign, basically, which is the midheaven that you're developing over time as you age into adulthood. That is the midheaven. So yeah, am I a natural born communicator? Oh my God, no. Not only do I have Mercury in Pisces, which is not a strong Mercury sign in terms of regular communication, logical communication, it is also in retrograde, and I have this sextile, meaning that this is not something I'm born naturally understanding how to enact. However, have I put forth a lot of intention to dig this sextile, this blessing out of myself? Yes, I practice communicating with other people on a more logical plane every day. I had to do that when I was in university, and I'm doing that now with YouTube. I probably could have never done this in my younger years, but I'm doing it now, and I'm very proud of myself. So let's give another example. If you have Venus sextile your rising sign, your ascendant, you could benefit from adorning your physical body, from learning how to be more charming socially. These things could gather you more blessings, especially in terms of connections with other human beings, because Venus does have an air quality to it, because it is at home in the sign of Libra, the relationship sign, basically. So yeah, that's another example. You guys, I hope you like this video, and if you're interested in a reading with me, make sure to send me an email. We can set that up. Thank you. You're gorgeous.
Welcome back, everyone. My name is Omar, the creator of BlackAstrology.com. One of the things I want to talk about today is one of the more complex
Okay, so we're going to talk about sextiles, and sextiles are my very favorite aspect. Why? Because they're a little bit hard and they're a little bit fantastic. And I like hard and fantastic. So, what are sextiles? Well, get ready. They are 60 degrees apart, and they are fire and air or earth and water signs. Now, what's so wonderful about them is you gotta put some skin in the game, but the one planet in sextile to the other can coax, can lure, can convince, can cajole, can pursue or persuade the other sign, the other planet, if you will, to grow a garden. So you bring the water and I'll bring the soil. And I want you guys to watch my whole aspects video because I talk a lot about my favorite aspects, the hardest aspects, all of the aspects. The sextiles are so okay.
So it's all about you. Essay. I'm gonna say essay. Hold on, let's see a little more.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Nigel St. James, and today we're going to explore why the sextile came about, how it came about, and why the trine came about and how it came about. And it's an interesting story. Now, you will have understood the aspects known as sextiles and trines in your journeys through astrology, and probably most people just assume the sextile is good or assume that the trine is good without knowing why. Well, today we're going to see why it is the case, and I'm going to use this chart here. But first, I'm going to say that for these, of course, are the sextile and the trine are beneficial aspects in astrology, and for a video on the more difficult aspects, being the square and the opposition, see the link in the description. Why astrology works at all, in my view, see the section on astrology on my website, link in the description. And if you want to know the spiritual underpinnings as to why and what the signs, the glyphs of the planets and of the constellations mean, there is a link in the description. And these sextiles and trines move around all the time because the heavens move very quickly. Each sign, for example, rises above the eastern horizon roughly every 2 hours, and that is why I think that your rising sign is your most important personal sign, and there's a link in the description as to why I think that. But now, let us look at sextiles and trines, can we? Sextiles are denoted usually with the asterisk and the trine with the triangle. Now, you ask, why have I split the zodiac into two halves? And that is because by the medieval times, most of the writers, certainly most of them anyway, and probably writers going before then, back to Greece, thought that the zodiac was divided into two halves. One half was ruled by the sun, and the other half was ruled by the moon. So let's look to see why the sun, the moon, Venus, and Jupiter are important in establishing or creating the concept of sextile and trine, however else they may thereafter move around in a chart. Let's look first. I'll also say this, that the sun aspects going forward and the moon aspects going backwards. Now, if we look at the sun is looking down this way. It looks, first of all, here into Virgo, doesn't see anything that it likes, and then it looks down here into Libra, and it does see something that it likes. It sees the planet of Venus. Venus is known as the lesser benefic. That is, it's a beneficial planet. It doesn't provide total happiness, it doesn't provide total support, total comfort, but it does provide some comfort. Therefore, it is a beneficial aspect between the Sun and Venus sitting in Libra. Now, coincidentally, and you'll see a pattern emerging here, if we look at the Moon and it aspects backwards, again, it looks at Mercury, and this time sitting in Gemini, and it doesn't see anything. And here it sees Venus in Taurus this time, and it gets a good feeling, for the same reason being that Venus is a benefic. And so we can say, and you'll see, I'll just mark it in just a moment. I use hand-drawn things like this only because I find it to be more useful for just sort of discussing things like this. It's more personal. But you can see that there is, in the pattern that's come here, 60 degrees away from the sun is Venus, and that's a sextile, and 60 degrees away from the moon is Venus in Taurus, which is a sextile. Then if the sun looks anything further, what does it see from the point of view of getting a good feeling? Well, it sees Mars, and it doesn't like much about that. Then it comes into Sagittarius, and it sees Jupiter. Jupiter is known as the Great Benefic, and so it is the planet that provides the fullness that Venus by itself cannot do. Jupiter provides total comfort, total goodness, total prosperity. And so it is the Great Benefic. Interestingly, when we look to see what the moon is doing, when it moves backwards, it comes back here, and again, it sees Mars in the same position as it saw over there, and doesn't have a good feeling about it. But then it comes down into Pisces, and Pisces sees the rulership of Jupiter again. So the planetary rulership of Jupiter is what makes the difference, and so does the planetary rulership of Venus make the difference. And in this case, what we have is, in my Jackson Pollock sort of way, is provide these two angles, which will be very easy for you to see. Now, here you see how each side mirrors the other, the pattern exists. The moon likes what it sees in Pisces because the rulership is Jupiter. It likes what it sees over here in Sagittarius because the rulership is Jupiter. It is more beneficial than that of Venus, and it is a trine. In fact, the trine degree is 120 degrees, which is double that of the sextile. So there you have it, in a nutshell, as to how and why sextiles.
You can do all of them with sprains and sniffles. That's why Houston Methodist has primary care near you, with a network of specialists and same-day clinics to keep you healthy. That's the difference between practicing medicine and leading it for you. Houston Methodist, leading medicine.
It's all about proactive vision intelligence.
Bro, hello?
Now, was he finished? Okay, let's see.
Good morning, world. It's 7:30. It is Friday, the 14th of December, 2012. As I'm speaking, the moon is at the start of Capricorn. It's literally sitting on top of Pluto in the sky at the moment. Tonight, tomorrow, the moon's in Capricorn all day, and it's a healthy, working, active, dynamic, vibrant moon. Today and tomorrow are good days for not only making decisions, but taking actions. Look at Capricorn in your horoscope. Look at the house it's in. And whichever house you find Capricorn in, this is the area where in the coming couple of days, you can actually put that effort in and get that 1% extra. Sometimes it's enough to tip the balance in your favour. So it's a good day today. And what I am noting is that, yes, of course, there's the ongoing background challenges of Uranus square Pluto. That's been going on 2 years. It's going to go on another few years. But I'm looking at all the nice aspects of the sky, particularly the sextiles ongoing and the trines. So let me just do a little bit on this, because this is part of the astrological language that most people start switching off on once they hear the words, because they don't understand it. So let's put it in simple English. There are 5 basic angles in astrology. There's the conjunction when 2 planets are in the same place. Easy. That means that 2 energies are working together in the same way. There's the opposition, when two planets are opposite each other in the sky. And this talks of when two energies are pulling apart from each other. And there's the square, where two planets are at 90 degrees to each other, creating a tension, a stress, a challenge, but also an energy which can be turned to create. These are the challenging aspects. But then there's the positive aspects, the sextile and the trine. The trine, 1/3 of a circle, 3 of them make a triangle. And a trine links planets in one element to planets in the same element. For example, a trine from Pisces to Scorpio or to Cancer, linking all the water signs. When a planet is trine to another planet, its energies flow well. There is an ambience, there is an ease, it is a comfortable aspect. There are no challenges, it is complementary, healthy, harmonious. Sometimes a little bit complacent. The sextile, 1/6 of a circle. When planets in the sky are 1/6 of a circle away from each other. Here we see a combination of 2 and 3. The hard energy, effort and work of 2, plus the flowing and ease of 3. And the key word for a sextile is that of opportunity. When two planets in your chart are in sextile aspect to each other, 1/6 of a circle away, it brings the opportunity for those two planets to flow well together. For example, Uranus and Jupiter are about to sextile each other for the next 3 or 4 months. This is going to bring the opportunity for Jupiterian growth and Uranian change to work in a very favourable way. So I do see it as a fortunate aspect, particularly affecting those people who Jupiter and Uranus are landing on top of, i.e. those born around the 27th, 28th of March and May. Very fortunate time. There's a sextile between Saturn and Pluto for the next 6 to 8 months, which is going to bring a much greater degree of consistency, regularity, structure, consolidation and stability into the lives of those born at the end of December and the end of October. Sextiles are really nice. Lots of Capricorn around today. Today's a day for hard work, but you will get some very positive reward.
My card.
Okay, I got a little bit of that. Let's see. Now it says in Uranus. Hold on. Oh, shoot. Can I get that to keep charged? Okay. So, y'all help me with astrology and the birth charts. Everybody needs to learn their own birth chart. So it's about you. So we're going to start with that. Let's see. And he said the rising sign is very important. So we're going to do the rising, and we're going to see through each rising sign where you can go wrong. With your journey. Okay. Let's go back. Let's recap. Now it says okay. Mars conjuncts Uranus. Okay. And then I went further and it started talking. I was interested in the sextile. We're gonna go back to the other one too. Since Uranus is, it said, a highly charged electric and unpredictable aspect, it merges Mars, the planet of drive, action, and aggression, Uranus, the planet of sudden changes, innovation, and rebellion. So this got to do with stuff happening in your life, okay, all of a sudden. How you gonna react? Because it could bring you back into the past and won't bring you into your future. Okay? That's what we're worried about right now. Not worried what we want to get right. How you going to react when situations come up? Are you going to keep on going to your higher self and figure out how to handle the situation? Or are you going to react quickly? Your Mars, anger, doing something without thinking, and then boom, blow up in your face, right? Okay. And it's going July is make a break from now on. Like I say, from this month point on, you're gonna make or break yourself. Okay? So we're gonna try to avoid that. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start off since it's Sagittarius moon, I think Sagittarius full moon. Okay. We're gonna go with the rising sign. And we're gonna see what could be preventing you or what could come up from the past or what could come up in your way to try to stop you from going to your higher self. Okay? So that's what we're going to do right now. So let's see. So like it says, going to your higher self. So what's preventing you? What's preventing Sagittarius rising? Okay, new beginnings. End of the old, starting the new. Okay. So you're on your journey, starting new things, ending old cycles, but something want to keep you fixed. That's also fixed. Okay, so let's see. If you let it. If you let it. You got an important idea, right? You're enlightened about some things. Can exercise more, meditate more in your way. Okay? But this is also a card of execution, danger, sacrifice. Okay? Aches and pains, a setup. Okay? So we already know those things gonna happen in this matrix. Stuff gonna happen, period, right? Suddenly. Aquarius energy, Aries energy. Aries energy. We already know that, right? So how do we avoid or can't avoid it, but figure out how to handle it when it comes into play? Okay. Six of Wands reverse. So upright is news. Some type of news may come, and this way it's like bad news or bad reputation you had in the past. How you gonna handle that? Okay, because you're on a new journey. This is a new world almost. We're in the age of Aquarius. All the old stuff want to bring you back. The whole world, the system, is counting on you to stay in the past. Now this went up, right? Okay, okay. So I'm gonna go with this. Old karma, new karma, justice, truth, court proceedings, getting justice, changing a bad situation, bad news, stuff that happened in the past, right? That was breaking your heart. right? But now you learn to guard your heart. Don't take things so much to heart. What people say, what people do, what's going on, right? All your skeletons out the closet. So if you know your own weaknesses, you can deal with that. What's going to make you react, what you did, what you didn't do, the lies told, the whole 9 yards. How you going to deal with that? Go down this new road, this test that you've been through, because they all tests. Page of Wands, okay. That could be small-minded. That could be kids. Secret of sacred things. Patterns you have. Childhood issues. Okay. Are you still hanging on to those childhood issues? Have you grown up? Okay. Is money an issue? How you gonna handle that? Because they say we can fix our own problems, right? Secrets. And that can go to mental illness, that can go to all kinds of stuff, right? Don't want to be exposed. You don't want secrets to come out. Could be about money, your bank account, or evidence, or whatever the deal may be. Or things from your past. You don't want anybody to know. But you got to work on those things yourself. Expose it yourself, right? Some things you're not happy about in your life. How you going to change those things? You know, that's the most important thing. Because this is astrology, the birth chart is about you. Hi, Jay, Honey. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? I don't want to right now. I haven't been feeling like that. So anyway, how you feel about yourself? This is a new journey starting in July. Starting right now for July for sure. Masculine, mostly your feminine energy. Loving yourself, not being so hard on yourself. Okay. Not being so hard on you. Forgiving yourself for things you've done. And how you forgive others for the things that they have done to you. How you react is going to be very important right now. Or you're going to miss the whole boat. You're going to be stuck in the past. You're going to miss the ark. Okay? Spaceship, whatever you want to say. So we got being a little more hard-hearted and not react to everything that comes your way. Because believe me, they fixing to pour things on you to mess with your heart. How you going to handle it? Okay? Do you know everything in your closet? Are you comfortable with it? Somebody come at you with something that you've done in the past. Have you forgiven yourself, first of all? You know what I'm saying? Are you going to be embarrassed of that? See, that's where the tests come in. You're going down a whole nother road. You left that alone. You're in a new beginning. You happy about this. But somebody gonna try to bring up something to hurt you. Okay? Because you're the director, producer of your own life. Regardless of what's been told. So it's very important about the patterns. Keeping the same old patterns. What fears you got from childhood. What fears you got from happen to you from this day forward. You know, past fears. Have you conquered those fears? Your money. looking at everything, the whole situation. Are you where you want to be in life? Are you making the money you want to have? How you getting to that point? You know, evidence of everything. Secrets, drug, jail, mental health, depression, anxiety, the whole 9 yards. You know, some things you don't want to be exposed, you're not happy about, right? Releasing that. So somebody goes on the news or goes somewhere and expose that. How you gonna react from that? When you change from those things, you on your journey, you know what I'm saying, of being a better person for yourself, raising your vibration. Here comes somebody, whether they lying or not, you know what I'm saying, come back and bring back your past. What you gonna do about that? How you gonna react? It's gonna be very important how you react right now. Very, very, very important. Because everything is designed to knock you down. Get 3 more cards on this. I'm gonna go do another spread. Oh, 4 came out. I just talked about the lies. Gonna lie on you, okay? Are you gonna walk away or stand there? Choice is yours. How you gonna react? Are you gonna act in love or are you gonna act in you know, how you gonna react? Knight of Wands, reverse. Reckless, wanna have their way. So somebody wants to come at you some type of way with a bunch of lies. And you on a journey, you left that, you know. So I'm just, question kind of like, not a solution. It's some thinking we got to do. Because things going to happen so quick. Aquarius, Uranus energy, it's quick things. You got to think on your feet. You know, how you going to handle the situation. Humanitarian, Aquarius. You got to deal with humans. You got to deal with people. They ain't going nowhere. Hey, TJ. They ain't going nowhere. Right? So it's saying, we said, emphasize again, Mars, the planet of drive, action, and aggression. So you got the drive, you got the action. The aggression is how you're going to react in those situations. Uranus is the planet of sudden changes, future innovation, rebellion. Are you going to get mad and go back into your shell and go back to your old ways, no matter what you have done or what that's past tense? You changing now. We're going into new cycles, new shifts. Oh, my back. Okay. Just some questions to think about. This might not be long, just kind of like emphasizing what's coming up. Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you, TJ. Yeah, just some things to think about. Because it's going to be some shit gonna go down. You know? Could be family, could be in-laws, could be exes, could be ex-friends, whoever. Nieces, nephews, it don't matter. Okay? And they coming with an agenda. Page of Pentacles reverse. Yeah. For real, for real. Um, what did you learn? Now this is schooling. Like what did you teach yourself? They come to test those things right now. You know what I'm saying? Even if in a work environment. Yeah, look at that. They come to judge you, talk about the past, and remember, those a lot of them could be lies. How you gonna handle that? Okay, justice and judgment. Oh wow, found you, huh? Now you gotta know how to react to that. That's gonna be the key to your future to go in this new shift that's gonna happen. How you gonna handle that? Cause you don't want to go back. You out in the cold. They want you out in the cold. Okay, hello. I hear you. I hear you, TJ. Yeah, you're not a victim. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you ain't bringing me back to the past. No, they want all the good work that you done worked on yourself. They want to tear that shit down. They want to tear it down because they unhappy, and most of them, what a lot of people know ain't real. A lot of them got entities in them, right? So we got to stick to that because it's coming. It's coming. Oh, it's here. Yep. And that's another test. These tests under judgment. Nothing but tests. Yeah, they want us stuck with them. I believe something big is coming that's going to really raise our vibration if we're ready. And you're going to have to keep people out your life too. Oh, it came back. That could be the government, that could be family, dad, whoever in your life, doctor, whatever it may be. Church, clergyman, president doing some fuck shit, the government, the politicians. And this is also brand new baby or gossip or talk, gossiping, talking. Um, could be unexpected pregnancy. Didn't raise my children, so my daughter's having feelings of jealousy and resentment towards me. So she keep coming for me until she gets her satisfaction. But I ain't the one. In order to, I hear you on that. You know what? This is suggestion. She's hurting, and you know it. Um, yeah, staying calm, and maybe she needs some closure, some validation. And if you keep telling her you love her and you show her that, that'll help her heal. Cause I don't want you to be like my husband when he left here. He left without apologizing. He made a mess, and it hurts his children that I have for him. You know what I'm saying? It's really throwing them off, and I need them to heal. Now that he's gone, I kind of go to the other side. I can talk. They come to me too. He wants to heal it from the other side. Now he can do that. Now he can move around everybody, but will they listen? I don't know. You know, but that would be before you leave here. She's lost. She's hurt. Um, so figure out how to handle that because she is part of you. She's your blood. Okay, so listen to her instead of Aries aggressive back and forth. Just listen to what she has to say. You know what I'm saying? That's your child. That's part of you. You know, listen to her side, and then you know, um, try to come to agree to disagree, or help her on her way. Because you don't want that anger to keep going and that not breaking the generational curse. You got yourself together, getting yourself together. Now, if we can help others in some type of way, we got to do that. Okay, now you got to, yeah. Now you got to show the truth, and that's what you're doing. Yeah, a lot of lies. Make sure the sister ain't putting things in her head too. You know, we do have jealous siblings, so all you can do is keep coming with the truth. She eventually see it. Just don't leave out her life unless it gets really disrespectful. But and tell her that I'm gonna come back when you cool off. It's another test. Look at that. That's a test. That's a test. Yeah. She feels really. You've been stabbed in the back probably a lot of times, and she feels like that. In order to get those knives out everybody's back, it's gonna take some effort. You know. Yes, it's trouble for a time, so it's gonna take a while. She's not gonna get it right now. Too many lies have been rooted inside of her. She need to get all that out, and it's gonna take some time. And all we got is time, right? If it was anybody else, I would have said, you know, but that's your child. Oh, okay. I don't know. And this coming up. See you standing on your truth, okay, and taking action. Yeah, yeah, she does. But she it's a lot. It's just too much hurt. You know what I'm saying? You got over everything. You know, you're not crying over spilled milk, but she is. Yeah. She don't feel beautiful. She don't feel complete. She don't feel like she mattered. You know what I'm saying? She's not the princess. You see what I'm saying? And it could be a mom or somebody, whoever, grandma, whoever it was in her life that told her all this because they're hurt, throw it on the child. That happens a lot. That happens a lot. Um, when my mom told me, now my dad was there, but they was breaking up when I was in the sixth grade, 6 years old, third grade. And she don't hate you, believe me, she don't hate you. She don't hate you at all. She really want you to be persistent and stay and listen and let her rant and rage and you stand on your truth. Like you say, no, she don't hate you. Stand on your truth. I've been through. I wasn't. I was young or I went the wrong way. Blah blah blah. Whatever the deal was, I can only tell you my truth of how I was in the past, and I'm not that way anymore. I'm here for you. you know. Yeah, just listen, and I'm not that, stick to your guns. I'm not that way in the past. A lot of that stuff was lies. I'm here for you now. Start asking you different points, you tell her your truth. Because when my mom was telling about my dad, she told me how he was, and my dad was there for us. I remember my dad to move from one state to the next, but anytime anything happened, my dad was there. He was tight. He had a very bad temper. He shouldn't have married my mom with 7 kids already, and he had a disability. Oh no, Have you seen a lot of while a lot of women is hurt? I mean, it's acting the way they act because of dad was not there. Dad, y'all play a big role in a child's life. Not only the boys, especially the girl. Because the girl don't get the dad should be the first one to give her first jewelry, give her the first go taking her out to dinner, tell her about the boys and how guys are, make her feel beautiful, tell her she's beautiful. It's a lot. Otherwise, they're gonna look for it in other men that's gonna treat them and feel like they how you say it, low or either insecure, and they could use that against them. None of my children's fathers handle responsibility. What you mean? None of your children's father handle this? What you mean? I'm none of your children. I'm not. I'm. What you mean by that? You living with someone that got different children? I mean, different fathers? Yeah, it's very important in a child's life to, you know, certain words. By my daddy being there and hugging me, and what I'm saying, I jump on his lap, and if something wrong, I broke my ankle or whatever it is, and my dad there, and he fussing about it, and what happened to my child, making a big old scene, and you know, and love you and all of that stuff. That made a big difference. I don't look for nobody. I don't look for nobody, a daddy and nobody else. And see, that makes an insecure child. So if you're gonna be in their life, you the father role right now. My stepdad was good. My stepdad was good too. He gave us allowance. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't no perfect man. Matter of fact, he liked to stay drunk all the time. But he can handle it. He helped a lot. He was Aquarius. He helped a lot of people. True enough, I didn't like the whole life. A lot of people come around, but I learned. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So the little things he did helped out a whole lot. You know. Now I'm not saying he was no excellent person, but you can feel that he cared, and he came into our life when Mama had all her children. Yeah. My mom was there. He came into our life. He didn't have any kids, and he was respectful to each one of us. He tried to get on the level of knowing each one of her kids. Now, me, I was more quieter. You know, it took him time to really, but he didn't force me anything. He made sure we didn't have to go steal anything or anything like that. You know, he was good with that. And if we needed to talk, like I said, I was shy to do a whole lot of talking until when I got older and I started asking him different questions. And he was straightforward and he told me good answers. You know, so he was a good stepdad. He never tried to fool with us in no kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Nobody better not is try to do anything wrong. To us. You know, and that I could look out for. And he looked out for. We sneaked and did anything. He made sure he told my mama. But you know what I'm saying? If you're gonna be in that life, my dad couldn't handle that. My dad was from a strict French. He was Creole French. Couldn't barely talk a lot of English. him and his dad couldn't get along. He was second oldest, and he was real strict. He was a Taurus. So when he came into her life with the 7 kids, he automatically wanted them to fall in line, and they were broken, you know. And he was always on the go. He was working all the time. He had to be seen by the big people. He had to go to the church and be with the reverend. You know, he was always gone. Anytime anybody would say, the neighbor would say that my brother or sister and them they got in a fight with somebody, he wouldn't listen to their side of the story. He always listened to the other person's side of the story. So that caused a big old mess, you know. He wanted to be dressed for church, make him look good at church. You know, like I said, he wasn't perfect, but he shouldn't have married her with 7 kids. You know, now he did make a difference with me and my sister that we was his biological children. You know, and that caused a lot of problems. But you just got to know when to jump. If you're gonna jump in with somebody that has kids, you got to be ready for that. And you can't be going in there with just you think this the way this should go when you in the family. You got in a family with broken children and a broken mom, so you can't go in there like that. You know, you got it, and I'm glad he got to know each and every one of her kids. He knows the good side, he knows the bad side, and I appreciate him for that. You know what I'm saying? I really do. Yeah, you can't handle that. Don't do it, because that's a big old responsibility. Yeah, we all, but you acknowledging that, you know what I'm saying? You put everything on the cards on the table. So now it's like you healing, it's like a listening game. They haven't healed. So as you heal, you listen to, and sometimes listening, they what they're talking about could help you heal even more. It's not like, everybody's story is different, everybody's life is gonna be different. I just try to put people on the path that they need to go. Like when I started getting into this astrology, no, it's not. You're not staying stuck at all. But listening to their story, see how can you help them get on the right road. That's what that's about. Don't get off your road. If you're gonna stay in that, you're trying to help them get on their right road. You want to listen now, one by one. Have group meetings. I used to have group meetings, group prayers. You know what I'm saying? Each one get together. How do we feel about each other? What's the situation going on? You know what I'm saying? How we gonna move up to the next situation? Keep moving up, rising our family up. You know what I'm saying? Really getting in there and really listening and really raising your family up, raising their vibration up. Complimenting them and what I'm saying, not fussing all the time. They do something wrong or something in school or grades not right. But if they gonna do that kind of stuff, if you love the mom, if the mom is there, y'all need to sit down and talk. First with you and her, and then with the kids. What is the issue? If you were there when you was being reckless and they tell you about that, you gotta be willing to listen and take accountability for that and apologize and tell them you're on this straight and narrow path now. You know what I'm saying? You just can't push it to the side, especially if they seen you do all those things. And now you've changed. I've changed. I'm doing my best. But now it's time to teach you love. I love you. I always have loved you. You're part of me. Whether you believe it or not, I'm going to prove it to you. It's gonna take time. Both of us learning. You know what I'm saying? It's a way to talk. I know you don't believe it now, but you will each day. Send her some roses. You know what I'm saying? Send her jewelry. I don't know. Do something. Take out to lunch. Have time for her. Make time for her. You know what I'm saying? So as well as you with the other ladies' kids, they need the same thing. The guys need to know about different things in life. The girls need to feel beautiful. The guys need to feel handsome. Certain things you can say and do, you know, because we all think about it. You need that too. You need them to say thank you. Okay, now if you wanna be still in their life, if it ain't too late, whether you with her or not, you can still go by. Can I help you out with something? Or if you know she need grocery, or you know she need her bills paid, or do they have allowance for school so they won't, or just allowance period so they won't steal? You know what I'm saying? $5. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Do they have stuff? You know what I'm saying? It's a way to do things to let people know you care, even if you're not there. Go by. Can I come by and do this for you? If you've been doing the yard or teaching the boys how to do the yard or buying a lawnmower, I don't know. Repairing stuff. It's things that maybe you did not do that you need to do now if you want her back. You know, if she ain't too broken and hopping from man to man. Well, it takes time to. You just can't say I changed and everybody should believe you. People say that every day and they be lying their ass out. Action shows everything. That's why this came right here. This is the action card. This is the fire sign card. Actions, your actions shows everything. You know, listening. They throw in your face, say something you did. I was like that. I did do that. I apologize for that. You know, there's nothing I can change. I can't go back in the past and change that. But I'm trying to change myself now, one day at a time. You know, oh, she married now. Well, be there for your child. That's all I can tell you. Be there for your child. If you're talking about the one that had the kids you with, or you talking about your daughter? All you can do is be there. How old is your daughter now? Yeah, how old is, oh, your daughter married now? 27? Oh, she still needs you. Just make sure that, her husband treat her good. She needs to know, make sure she not being weak or taking shit off of people she don't need to. Because, if you don't have that father backing, sometimes you can take shit off of men that you ain't supposed to take. Yeah, she's still young. 27? Yeah, she's still young. She still need that validation where she says, no, she still need it. Yeah, that's because both of them might be broken. Yeah, that's usually what happens. Two broken people get together. You might have to take out time. See what I'm saying? So inside, they still little kids. They still two broken little kids. And you need them to slowly grow up, if you go around and get to know him as well, that's your new son. That's your new son. You know what I'm saying? Um, you might have to take some insults for a while, but don't give up. Put your pride aside. If you want her to have a good life now and when you gone, and raise your grandbabies up right and be there for your grandbabies. I love that. You know what I'm saying? I love being my grandbabies. I get to things that I missed out with my kids because working so much and going on a strict schedule, and all of that stuff, dealing with their dads, all that. Now I get to teach and show my grandkids things. You know what I'm saying? I'm more patient now, you know? So I love that. You know what I'm saying? So if they allow you to do that, but you just gonna have to be patient. That's all. Just be patient with them, because it sounds like both of them broken, and you might could be the one to turn it around. At least you could try. That's all you can do is try and be persistent. Don't give up. You know. Yeah. So that's on that. Let's see what else we got. Somebody want to wear a mask. You too. I wish you uh how can I say it? I ain't gonna say I wish you. I hate saying blessed. That sounds so blessed. I'm sorry. Blessed sound be less to me. I know it's not, but I wish you much success in that. You know. Hope everybody heals. Yeah. Yeah. See, look, it say she wearing a mask. That's not who she really is. Wearing a mask. She just don't feel, and he could be doing the same thing too. Yeah. Well, it just need to heal. Five of Cups. Money could be an issue. Whole lot of things. But yeah, so let me do another spread. Yeah, children. Just think about it. Everybody like persistency. Thank you, babe. I appreciate that. Mm-hmm. I don't want you to just give up. You know what I'm saying? If you meant to be in my life, or haven't did nothing tragic. You did something tragic, they can walk. They can keep on walking. You did some fucked up shit. Please don't come around. Now that ain't gonna be pretty. So let's go to Aries rising. See what's up for Aries. Hangman reverse. Okay. Standing on your own 2 feet. Self-pity, stall, and manipulator. Egoism. Somebody might have something wrong with their feet, arms. Or somebody might be saying, what's wrong with your feet? What's wrong with your arm? You can't do this. You can't do that. You can do this. Somebody not using their intuition. Same, it says, wrong decision. Eight of Pentacles, reverse. It's not working. So somebody, okay, another situation, somebody gonna get in the situation and pump it up and make it worse than what it is, you know. Um, so get ready for that. Yeah, judging you. They gonna get judged too. But stay on your path, because everybody's really responsible for themselves. But we do have to apologize. We do have people that we hurt. You know, we have to try to make amends, even at what the Bible says. If you hurt somebody or whatever done, apologize to that person. If they don't take it, go with a witness and apologize again. If they still won't accept it, they say, talk to the Creator and let Him take care of it. That's what they got in the Bible. Honesty, growth, renewal, awakening, spiritual, cycle, death and rebirth. Ace of Swords. Yeah, somebody finna come with some big old lies. They really hurt. Or they just wanna keep shit going. Truth will reveal. Now this could be a lawyer, nervous, or confusing you about money or something. It's karma too. Under the High Priestess reverse. Somebody could be taking somebody to court, in-laws, sister, brother, neighbor, ex, whatever the deal may be. Let's see. Queen of Pentacles. About money or investment. Another judgment. To me, it's like with the Two of Pentacles. You know, it's like somebody being insulting. I was watching the haves and the have-nots. And one lady in particular, she's very insulting. She looks down her nose at people. And she will be the one to say, you don't deserve that money, or you don't deserve that. You from the wrong side of the tracks. You know what I'm saying? You ain't have two pennies to rub together. You're a gold digger. You this, you that. You know what I'm saying? And the girl that's conning these rich men, her and her friend. Yep, she from the other side of the track, true enough. But the men were enjoying her services. But people like this woman here dips her nose in other people's business. And she's a con artist and she works than all of them. She got all that money, but she's past a bitch. She's worse than a bitch. But she want to judge everybody else. Yeah, because they want to, get on the level of status, no matter how they got there. You know, we all have different roads to go down. And if the rich man was willing to do this and give them money, what the hell this woman got to say about it? It ain't her man. Unless it was her man, then she could say something about it. But she dips her nose in other people's business, and shit just keep exploding. Now she got a son that's gay, and she's making this son marry a girl because she want grandbabies and she don't want to be embarrassed of having a son that's gay. His daddy cool with it. His daddy been know he was gay, and everybody else around them know that he was gay. But she forcing it and blackmailing her son in order to not be gay, to marry this girl, and got the girl to get him drunk, and the girl got the girl to get pregnant, and she forcing him to marry her, and exploded in her face because he got angry and stabbed her in the chest. And he's getting angrier and angrier, and she's getting angrier and angrier because she wants her way. Now she keeps saying you from the wrong side of the track, but she acting worse than the people on the wrong side of the track, and she's supposed to have all this money. She's a lawyer too, you know. So people think because they got a little status that they better than other people because they on the wrong side of the track. But they attitude worse than the person on the other side of the track. Now the other girl just wanted a better way of living, and she decided to be a call girl. You know, she had a hard life. She had a boyfriend that beat her up, made her go to bed with his friends, disrespected her, told her her child was dead, kept her child away from her from 3 years. She thinking her son dead, couldn't find out he wasn't. You know, she got her own issues, but do this lady care? No. Everything is about the show, what people gonna say in the papers, and and all of them got all kind of damn problems. Like they ain't, cause they got money. I guess they think they not human or something, cause they got money. They got worse problems than those poor people. Shit. That's why I know. I mean, to me, money is good. Don't get me wrong, but if it's gonna bring on all them headaches, you know what I'm saying? I would not be no. Because the minute you have a whole lot of money, money makes people do some fucked up shit, you know. And then if you are already around people that's weak about money, you get a bunch of money. Although you might be sharing with them, they still might try to bump you off, trick you. And not only them, you got other ones gonna try to trick you out of it. You don't know who really love you now that you got that money. Did they research you? I remember my friend who before he passed, he thought I had researched him, which it wasn't even my choice to even contact him. It was an old boyfriend. I really cared about him. The creators woke me up. I had a dream about two of them, and he was like asking me which one, and I really cared about one than I did the other, but I still didn't want to contact them. They took when I woke up. The creators took my hands and made me go on the person's Facebook and talk to him. I did not want to do that. I wanted to leave the past in the past, but it was closure because he was on his way out. You know. So, you know what I'm saying? And then you don't know. He thought like people was telling him, I guess, or he thought that I would research him. I didn't know he played football. We had been not talking over 40 years. I didn't know he played professional football. I didn't know he wrote books. I didn't know he had no, uh, you know, the money and status or whatever he thought he had or whatever, or who he knew. I know none of that shit. I wouldn't even worry about it because I'm not a gold digger. I don't give a fuck. But he thought the whole time and having other people in his ear, you know. But it just was crazy. So you don't know. You know, he was nervous about that, nervous about his money, nervous about that. So we didn't really get. I just wanted to see him. After a while, we started talking, and still didn't apologize, for what he done. But I just and parents doing the same thing. But that's more of a Ooh, I just got a bad. Somebody sitting trying to grind my tooth. Bucure the name creative, all no weapons formed against me shall prosper. That's got to do with the God of this world and who's the evilness that's running this world. That's what that got to do with. That got to do with if you go back and research the gods in the Bible and see what they're saying and how they told the prophets or whatever to react, the warriors, David and all of them, kill the women and children, you know, Zeus and all of them going to bed with all these women and the children suffering and uh, children killing parents and parents killing children. It's got to do with a lot of that. Ooh, they're grinding their teeth hard. Hold on a minute. Ooh-wee. I'm back. Sorry about that. Yeah, so the evenness of this world want to make sure that families don't be together. You know, they started that way back in the 50s and 60s when they wanted to separate the man and the woman, probably way before then. So they made men go to Vietnam. You know what I'm saying? The woman had to stay at home. All this was designed. See, that's the trickery was going on. They want to make sure that the parents and the kids don't build a family together, husband and wife. That's why they have all this messing around behind your partner and all this stuff. You know, that's the design going on. So if you know that, you know how to maneuver. Hold on a minute. If they can keep everybody separated and not get together, then they can still rule because they got a lot of broken people. You know what I'm saying? That's making reckless decisions. So that's how they keep winning. So that's why they keep starting these wars and all this stuff. They want to separate the families. You know, going fighting on wars that we, it's bullshit. Cause all of them in that shit together. So they gotta keep just like the neighborhoods. They gotta keep the rich on this side, the elite on that side, the middle class here, the poor here, and the poor. They designed all of this. They designed all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Making everybody think they better than each other. They controlling all this shit. You know, people falling for it. You know, first thing somebody do in the poor neighborhood, they get a bunch of money. They want to move out their neighborhood and move to the middle class or move to the rich instead of fixing up their own neighborhood where they at and helping up other people. Not everybody, but helping the neighborhood out where they at and building that neighborhood up. They want to run somewhere else. And with my neighborhood I was in, right across, like down the street, was a whole better another neighborhood. And when they moved from the poor neighborhood to that neighborhood, they didn't want their kids to be with their old friends no more. You know, you better than them now, just because we moved in a bigger house. All this design, you know what I'm saying? Messing around over your wife, messing around over your husband, you know, fooling with your kids going bad. Yeah, all this design. Once you know that, if you're gonna have, that's why I say if you're gonna stick in with somebody and have a family unit, you gotta have meetings. You got to be persistent. You got to be there. Y'all got to have a plan down. You know what I'm saying? No secrets. I mean, straightforward. Y'all got to be on the battleship together, because this world is designed to break y'all apart. And they're gonna bring in people I call handlers that's gonna make sure, that's gonna be whispering in the ear, friends, neighbors, yeah, you know, keep people out your business, teach your kids from young. It's a process if you're gonna have a family. You know what I'm saying? And that's hard to do because you got your family that's still fucked up. They gonna try to be in it and fuck up your children. Then they got your wife's side. They gonna be trying to do some shit if they ain't healed. It's a struggle. If you're gonna be in a family, y'all gonna have to have a unit, baby, and then you're gonna have to learn how to cloak yourself. You're gonna have to learn how to protect you and your kids in the house as well as when they walk out that house, as well as you and your wife. A lot of people don't want to believe in astrology, astronomy. They don't want to believe in magic and all this kind of stuff. But the whole universe runs off of magic, good or bad. Everything is necessary, like taking spiritual baths and, finding out how to make sure you and your kids, Mother Nature got plenty plants that you can bathe your child with or have them wear. Yeah. Um, stones, whatever you need, candles, whatever you need to make sure they good at school. Because you got a lot of agents at school. And they there to tear the children down too. That's what, if you look at why school was invented, it was invented by this, I forgot his name, but he wanted it to make sure his family stayed rich by teaching everybody and giving them the goals, the careers that's gonna help his family out. And others joined in on the bandwagon. You know, somebody making money off of them books that they got in them schools. And that's what it was designed for, to make sure that they stay in line, a slave, so they family get rich, yours help them get rich. Research that stuff. Everything is designed, you know. So realizing that stuff, like I say, if you have a family unit, a lot of them, the world, the school, a lot of colleges, to me, I didn't like school. Okay, just gonna put that on the table because I felt that school was trying to make me think I was better than my mom and dad. My dad dropped out in the third grade. My mom dropped out in the eighth grade for different reasons, helping their parents or whatever. But I didn't look down on them for that. They were very intelligent and smart. You know, I told her she just could have taught me the basics, reading, writing, spelling, and math. I could have helped her build an empire. I told her that while I was growing up. Because I didn't like being around a whole lot of people. I didn't like the attitude of people. You know, I just didn't like that. The teachers and all the favorites and all that kind of stupid stuff. I didn't have time for bullies and all that kind of stupid stuff. They broken at home, so they come and fuck with you. And most of my bullies I knew because we was from the same neighborhood, and I know why they was bullying me. Yeah, she gotta know what she doing, especially the darkness of spirit. If she going to witchcraft and stuff, that's a boomerang effect. What you put out, you must get back. So if she going down that road, she sure messing up. She gotta leave that alone. And that people don't know nothing about them demons and spirit, dark spirits they conjuring up. You know what I'm saying? They trickery and everything else. You gotta know who you talking to. And they break a lot of laws. If they doing certain things that they don't know nothing about. So yeah, if she doing that, she definitely going on the wrong road. And a lot of people do it now. It's like popcorn to people now because a lot of guys doing it to get women, you know, to go to bed with. A lot of girls do it to keep the men. You got them putting blood in the food. You got the guys jacking off, putting their sperm in the food or jacking off to a picture. You got a lot of shit going on now that's just ridiculous. Damn. Yeah, what you put out, you will get back. Cause she gonna have to. Oh Lord, that's a lot. Cause it's like the norm now. You know what I'm saying? And that's how they another trickery. If you gonna do that, put the light and the dark together and learn how to make the money. Bring the money from your money angels. You know what I'm saying? Doing money rituals and stuff like that. You ain't gotta do nothing to nobody. You ain't gotta steal from nobody. And don't be taking people free will. If that's not your partner, that's not your partner. Don't be trying to make that person want you. But they been doing that. I seen it growing up. I used to stay next door to a witch. And mostly all the old ladies in my neighborhood, except for my mom, went to her to get them younger guys. Most of them were married and put spells on these guys to be with them. And glamour spells so the guys can think they look young. And they did not look young. Yeah, she doing the wrong thing. She gonna end up on the line. She doing the wrong thing. She gonna end up either crippled, something gonna happen. And you say she got that disease now, yeah, she headed down a bad ass road. She would never wish she would have went down that road. Like I say, if you can stand it, but if it's getting that bad, you're gonna have to do like the old folks say, handle you with a long handle spoon. Call sometime, protect yourself when you go over there. Don't let her know your whereabouts. You know what I'm saying? I love you. I wish you weren't doing that. You know what I'm saying? But I can't be around you like that because, you dangerous to me. You dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Thought she had killed you. Yeah, she going on the wrong road, baby. Can't play with that. Yeah. Like I say, Treaty, don't let them know your whereabouts. Keep your protection on you. And yeah, yeah, I know. Believe me, I know. Yeah, that's wrong. A wrong road she going down right there. And only, just ask the Creator to change your heart. I always ask, change their heart, mind, soul. The Creator's love. You have to do the karma. Um, make it where they learn. You know what I'm saying? That's what I always say. Make it where they learn. If I'm allowed to say that, because everybody out their own path. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You stay protected. You know what I'm saying? Um, I'm just saying towards the person. When I do talk to the creators and my ancestors and everybody, I know they got to get their karma, but hopefully they still have a mission here because they haven't accomplished their mission, right? And maybe the karma they get, good or bad, will make them change their heart, mind, and soul to Creator's love. That's all I say. That's all I can say. They let me know I have no, you know what I'm saying? I can't make a person do shit. They gotta want to do it, you know, and it's up to them how they end up with that. Like you say, you gotta make sure you going down that right road because we are responsible for our own self. We gotta stand up in front of Creator one day, and he ain't go, and we can't say so and so, so and so. They gonna ask you, what did you do? What did I tell you to do? You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. So all you can do is love them from a long handle spoon. Yeah, that's all you can do. But I can't be around you because you're trying to hurt me, and I can't let you do that. You know what I'm saying? I still have my mission. Until the Creator says it's time to go, then it's time to go. And a lot of people I see all on the news and everywhere that they didn't know, they weren't protected, and they took them out. They took them out like that. Unaware, witchcraft, magic, all that. You know, putting it on people to go and kill their whole families. This is crazy. Right, right. And see, that's all you can do in their life. You know, that's all you can do is, like I said, you can't go physically around them because it's harmful. When you talk on the phone, just don't let them know your every move. You know what I'm saying? Just like you say, keep protecting yourself. It's sad for a lot of lives, but and nothing else you can do about it. Everybody have their choice to choose. And then sometimes the evilness look better than the other way because it's like the good people. It looks like they not winning, so it's enticing to go the other way. They look at the money, they look at the glamour. You know what I'm saying? And that's the trick of the enemy. That's a trick. But you got elite, you got the rappers, you got the actors, you got all them lying to make them think that that's the right way to go, and they miserable as hell. Right? I hear you on that. Yeah, a lot of them rappers and all that, they are there to convince them that their way of life is good, and these people miserable. I remember when Lil Wayne said that he had so many demons, evil demons, he couldn't look in the mirror, and somebody else said that too. They don't leave you by yourself because they got to keep you in line. But see, they ignoring all of that. They ignoring that Diddy stuff. They ignoring all that stuff, and all they want is the money, the money. And one girl said she went to a Diddy party because she wanted a car, and they told her she go to Diddy party, she'll get what she want, and she said it fucked up her life. She said she got the car, but she ain't never been right since. But see, they glamorize all that stuff, the voodoo, the hoodoo, all of that, because they want souls. You know what I'm saying? They stealing people's souls left and right. You know, and they glamorize it. That's all around here. It's real tough. They think they gonna live in Zuzu land once they get all that money or they get up a status. No, life don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? It don't work like that. Never have. If you get a rich person that'll really be honest with you and tell you what's really going on, you don't want to be that at all. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't want to be. But most of them don't tell the truth. Very few tell the truth of what they life really like. You gotta worry about somebody kidnapping your kids. You got, you know what I'm saying? Your husband bumping you off. It's the same thing as being poor, but with money. To me, I stayed in a lot of neighborhoods, and I have not seen a difference besides a cleaner neighborhood. That's all. Still got prostitutes, pimps, drug addicts, drug dealers. You know what I'm saying? It still got all kind of crooked, conniving, murderers, thieves, everything you got in the poor neighborhood. Same thing in the rich neighborhood. I don't see no difference. Period. That's what I'm saying. But people think my neighborhood's so much better. We don't do that here. No, you do it quieter here, but you still do it. It's everywhere. It's not nowhere better. Nowhere. You know. But people believe it is. So they keep on doing whatever. I always said if I had just one partner that we was on the same page, right? We was on the same page and he know what was going on in this world, you know, and and we would get together and build and maneuver through this shit. I won. Like I tell people, if you got somebody that really love you, shit, you won, right? You won. What else you want? You got somebody really by your side that love you, and you know they love you. You love them. Shit, y'all won. You can stay in a car. You can be rich on a match. Whatever it is, you and them won. Y'all got each other back. So whatever happened, the money is not the issue. Love is the main factor. Whether y'all rich or poor, y'all really care about each other. You're not gonna let money come in the middle. None of that shit. Shit, y'all won. That's what I tell him all the time. But people don't think that though. I be like, worried about no. You got to put somebody who really care about you. What is you doing? Well, he got lost his job. Okay, he can hustle. Shit, maybe it's time to go into his own business. Shit, support him. Stop worrying about what your mama, your grandma, your friends, and all. Keep them people out your bit. I told him, I said, believe me, soon as you leave that man, your girlfriend, your sister, you maybe even your mama, gonna be all in that man face, our girl face. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get them. They telling you to fuck over them or whatever, or leave them because of this or that, because they status ain't right. But as soon as you do, they gonna be trying to get that person, and they gonna call you a damn fool. All I can do is tell people. I done seen it happen too many times. What you mean, not for real? Gotta watch it. What that mean? Just had it down right. What I did with it? Oh shit. See, that's what I see. Yeah, I don't be like nobody getting my damn business. I did that and I fucked up. So I stay away from people. Mind my own business now. Don't want another partner, but if I should have somebody to travel and know what's going on in this world, then it's cool. We can, maneuver. Otherwise, I'm good. I'm good. I always get people who want to change me. Yeah, it is. But I meet people all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like friend wise. You know what I'm saying? Strangers have a conversation, blah, blah, blah. But I don't need no headache. I haven't met nobody who know what's truly going on. And then they mostly want to change you. You know what I'm saying? And you can't regrow a grown ass person. That's where they mess up at. They want you to be like their sister or they mama, or they want you to believe what they believe and this and that. Now, man, nobody got time for that. I done graduated from all that bullshit. I see what's going on. My eyes wide open. My third eye is too. So you ain't finna sit up here and bring me back to somewhere that wasn't serving me. It was only bringing me a bunch of heartache. I ain't going back. Mm-mm. I always tell them, well, you'll meet who you're supposed to meet. Keep looking. You'll find who you need to find. Don't come in there trying to change me. You're not my daddy. My daddy dead. I ain't got no. No. I'm not the one. Mm-mm. Go raise your children. See, that's the people I be beating, and I have to pass them up. And they don't know who in the hell they are. Ask them some questions, some deep questions they don't even know. They, bring you some stupid ass answers. Man, ain't nobody got time for that. You don't know shit. You still materialistic. You still think your job, your paycheck, the money you got is what's gonna save you or what's happening. None of that. This government finna do some bullshit that if you don't know how to hustle or how to get it without them jobs, you gonna be in bad ass shape. So how many companies done closed already? And they ain't finished. Might be the hospitals after a while. Shit. You don't know how to heal yourself without going to the hospital? You should be researching that shit right now. What does Mother Nature have already out there that I can cure myself or whatever I need to take without going to the pharmacist or the hospital? There's so many things everybody should already know. Our ancestors didn't go to no hospital. We've been more to hospitals when we moved to over here to Texas than I was in my hometown. My mama then went in the backyard and got medicine when anything was wrong. We ain't go to no hospital till we came here. And they ain't gonna do nothing but try to keep the doctor came on TikTok and said, we only put a band-aid on y'all shit because we want to get rich. Bottom line. And they targeting people who are gifted and still trying to steal their gift or make them have some disease, kill them, drive them crazy, mental, whatever the deal is. You know, mess with certain group of people, give them bad back diagnosis. Same thing used to do the fireman, same thing used to do the ambulance man, Certain color people they didn't serve. They let them burn in fires. All this shit. This shit ain't stopped. See, that's what I'm saying. Know what's really going on. Because it ain't stopped. And so I can have a conversation with somebody. I can tell if they know or not. Or faking. I can tell right off the top. So that's the point I'm at. At isolation. Really. Cat's out of the bag. Box one. Interesting. Nobody did the dark night of the soul. True that. They don't wanna face themselves in the mirror. They don't wanna look at themselves and see who they really are. People are mostly scared. They don't even like their own company. They gotta have somebody around. They don't know what it is to be by themselves and enjoy their own company. Laugh, dance, sing. You know what I'm saying? Talk. People call you crazy. You talk to yourself. You ain't never talking to yourself. We never die, so you know your family always around. People think that's crazy because they read it. They put in their Bible, when you're dead, you dead. That's lies. Because they don't want you to know your ancestors helped you on the other side. If you know that, you'll beat them. Because your ancestors going to tell you what's going on. And voodoo in Hades voodoo means helping your neighbor, making sure your neighbor got food, everything that your house got, your neighbor should have. Taking care of Mother Nature, that's what voodoo means. Looking out for each other. Anything go wrong. They changed it and made it evil, made it like it's a horrible thing. That nobody researched the meaning of nothing. They just take Hollywood's word and made everything scary, especially black people. Dark, I always said the dark, this the dark, that is evil, this evil. They talking about black people. I remember it was a time now the kids coming in now, they know the difference. But back in a long time ago, the kids didn't, and even the black kids wanted a black doll. They said it was dirty, it was evil. Now these days, these kids, especially the white ones, they want to be black. Shit. Parents telling them if you ever get in trouble or lost, go find you a black person and they gonna watch over you and they gonna bring you back home. And the kids start saying, well shit, these people ain't as bad as you telling me they is. And some of them test the theory and the black people did help them. And like, well shit, well, what y'all talking about? Y'all saying they bad people, but when something happen, we get lost, you say don't go to a white person, go to a black person. So this not adding up. These kids figuring this shit out. It's some smart ass kids, and that's the ones they want to stop. They don't want them being smart. They want to try to fuck them up in school. Say they got ADD and they got this and they got that and they slow and all that kind of shit. So you can put them on medication so they can keep them down. Too much shit going on. These kids smart as fuck. They're supposed to be. We're supposed to have this world ready for these kids coming up. So they can take control and turn this world around. Aquarius age. But we still stuck in the bullshit. Worrying about the big home, working so much, trying to get this, trying to get this. Big fancy car so we can show off in front of our friends and shit and all meet up and talk brag on what we all got and compare and compete against each other. Bullshit. That means nothing. When you die, you came in here with nothing, you're going to leave out of here with nothing. Should be planning for your child's future. I want my child to have a better world. when I leave here. So I'm going to plan not only for myself being here, but to make sure that they be okay, if not just through knowledge. I'm going to try to leave them something so they won't have to have a harder time as me and through this world. You know what I'm saying? They can maneuver through all these stumbling blocks that come in their way. That's what we should be doing. But most people don't. I ain't trying to impress nobody because ain't nobody better than me. So I'm not going to look low on myself. I have to have what you have because I think you better than me. I never have thought like that. Never, ever. May or may not be homeless, sleeping in the park. I'm getting there. I'm weak. Could be I'm weak. Sick or can't believe or laughter. Pharrell Williams, that's a singer. I don't know why he came up, but he did. They told me to put these rappers and stars in here. I forgot his song he made. You can't be me. That's my position. Already taken by me, fool. I do me better than you all day long. Position fear. Whoever trying to be you, that's stupid. Your turn or my turn. Leo energy. Protect your energy. Secrets, politicians. This means killing someone, buying a yacht, boat, or going fishing. Secret society, politician. That means killing someone. I do not envy the rich, baby, at all. NFL. Laugh now, cry later. Ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. Hello? Mother, father set up a robbery for son, daughter to pay off their his or her gambling debts. I seen this on a picture, Tyler Perry picture. Have Nots and all this Tyler Perry too. It's another one, Black Beauty or Beauty Black. This mama, she was gambling, had spent all her money, and she set up a robbery for her son, and so she could pay off her debts because she owed the people some money, and she set her own son up. That's crazy. It says help. If you're not helping me, the fuck are you here for? Okay, that's how I feel. Shit, in my face for your child killing animals, future serial killers, or that's what your mate did, or secret serial killer. Be careful, pay attention. The sisterhood, they go against men too. It's like the brotherhood, teaching men how to disrespect women and teaching women how to disrespect men. Sexual problems, incubus, succubus, G, too much sex, don't know how to get them parasites out of your body. Those are parasites that make you sexual. You can't control your body. it's cold outside, or these people is cold-blooded, haters, thieves, etc. You never loved him or her. That's why you had no problem killing them, siblings, child, whatever, jealous of his own child or mate, and vice versa. Sending black magic. I fucked all your friends. That's just who I am, a player. Full of them damn incubus succubus. That goes for, I'm saying, stay ready so you won't have to get ready. That goes for any situation. Hello. Well, let me get off of here and go to bed. Hope I helped in some type of way. Thank you, Mr. TJ, and everybody else who came and went. Have a good night. Take care. Hope everything turned out okay. All you can do is try. Thanks for the 5. I appreciate it. All right, love y'all.